this is Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech number 228, asking the question today, what card would you add to Modern? And for a little bit of background here, I'm not asking what overpowered, legacy, restricted, vintage playable, broken card you would add. Instead, I'm asking what card has either been printed in Commander or was printed before the Modern deadline do you think would actually add a lot to Modern if it was reprinted in a Modern legal set? It doesn't have to be a standard set, so it doesn't have to be a balanced standard card. The next version of Modern Masters could bring old cards into the Modern format. Now, I think there's some value in the fact that Modern is a different format from Legacy. It has a different feel to it, and that's good overall for the game. But there are some interesting cards that I think would be great to put into Modern. One that's kind of on the edge for me is Shardless Agent. We don't have Ancestral Visions in the environment. It wouldn't be as powerful as it is in Legacy, but you can still cascade into things like Tarmogoyf, which could be a little bit crazy. So this one didn't make my list because I think it might be slightly overpowered for the Modern environment. What did make my list, though, is Divert. We don't have Force of Will, Misdirection, or Daze, and we really need some type of counterspell that allows people to interact with cards like Abrupt Decay in a meaningful way. And there's a lot of one casting cost removal items out there that it would be fun to have Divert for. This may be on the edge of slightly too powerful. It would add something new to Modern that's currently not there. Another one that I've got here is Mother of Ruins. I mean, they already reprinted her with a Modern border. She would fit right in. White Weenie is almost a deck in Modern. There is kind of a Death and Taxes, Hate Bear strategy going on. Mother of Runes would add a lot to that deck and do some interesting things with the environment. When Mother of Runes is around, cards that have Split Second become more valuable. We would look at a diversity of removal with her in the environment. I would be very happy to have her. I can see an argument that she might be a little bit overpowered, though. The number 3 spot here, I've got Fact or Fiction, which is just an incredible card overall. It is not a Jace. It is not super over the top. It's actually pretty slow for the Modern environment because it has no impact on the board, but it makes people make very difficult decisions. And I am all for cards that increase the skill needed to play the game and make someone really ponder what's going on in the game. Fact or Fiction could be a great card. I would really like to see it in Modern. The number 2 spot here, I've got Imperial Recruiter, and generally Wizards should look at some of those cool Portal 3 Kingdom cards and see if there's a way to bring a few of those into maybe the next Modern Masters. These cards are not over the top powerful, but they add a different flavor, and they would introduce some individuals to this really cool set most people have never seen. Imperial Recruiter is rather balanced, a 3 casting cost tutor that only goes and gets creatures. This would be a great addition to Modern. In the number 1 spot here, well, I cheated. I put 2 things in because I like adding extra things to lists. But I've got Veteran Explorer and Deranged Hermit here. Deranged Hermit is more just because I like squirrels, and the idea of having a cool 5 caster in Modern would rock. But in order to make someone like Deranged Hermit even possibly playable, you need an interesting way to ramp for creature decks. And Veteran Explorer has allowed a deck to kind of be fringe in Legacy, which is Nick Fit, and that deck casts these over-the-top, big, cool creatures. It's a really kind of a tier 2 deck in Legacy. It has great matchups and horrible matchups, but it's the type of thing that would allow a new strategy to bloom in Modern that goes over the top with actual creatures and basic lands. It would give us something to compete with the kind of Urzatron decks that are out there, a little more mid-range than that. Wonderful, fun card overall. I don't believe that it would break the Modern environment at all, and that's why I would like to see Veteran Explorer and Deranged Hermit brought into the Modern environment. What card would you like to see in Modern? If you're interested in more discussion over Modern or over Eternal formats, this is the channel for you. Please subscribe to Mythic MTG Tech. Thank you to everybody who's out there on Patreon supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it.